I'm Pam Bylsma, principal at Riverside Brookfield High School, and it's my pleasure to host today's session of Senior Profiles. This program focuses on seniors, outstanding seniors who recently graduated in the class of 2014. Each curricular department was asked to identify an outstanding representative of their department, someone who not only excelled in academics, but also in character. Our first person that we're going to talk to today is Miss Kristin Tomecek. Hi, Kristin. Welcome. Congratulations for being recognized.
Thanks.
I don't think it's going to be a surprise to you that you're being recognized by the Fine Arts Department for all that you accomplished here at RB. So talk to us a little bit about some of the highlights of your career here in the Fine Arts Department.
Well, without a doubt, the Fine Arts were the highlight of my experience at RB. I've always been very passionate about music and my singing, and definitely when I got into madrigals my sophomore year, which was always my dreams ever since I heard them perform, like when I was a little kid, that was like the highlight. There.
And that's an accomplishment, to be in the top choir. For those of you who don't know, Madrigals is our elite choir, which has usually 20 members, maybe 18 to 20 of our top vocalists. And you to be selected in your sophomore year is quite an accomplishment. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yes, it definitely is something that I hold very dear to my heart, and I learned so much just about singing and about RB. Just a lot of those seniors my sophomore year really took me under their wing, and I got to learn about like what it was like to be in a group like that and experience that sort of musicianship, and it really contributed a lot to my education in a lot of ways. And I also really enjoyed doing the musicals. Those were so fun. My freshman year I did The Wiz and Seussical, and it was just a lot of fun.
And I actually see Madrigals almost as a service group here at RB. You do so many things, or you did so many things out in the community. Why don't you tell our viewing audience a little bit about some of the things that you did in order to really contribute and make the community a warm and inviting place?
Yeah, some of my favorite performances were ones that we did out in the community. I remember when, I think it was the British Home, when it became Cantata, they asked us to come perform for their big like reopening, and we sang Hakuna Cantata, and it was like Hakuna Matata from The Lion King, and that was so much fun. We all loved that. That was great, and we loved performing at the Plymouth Place. My best friend's grandma is there, and so it was so much fun performing for her, and I just love performing for people or the elderly, just because they're so appreciative. They really love seeing us, young students perform,
and then you got to talk with them too afterwards and communicate.
Right.
And I also, you've had some very special experiences in that you were allowed the opportunity to go downstate and represent as the only choir selected to perform at the Illinois Music Association's conference.
Yes, yeah, that was an incredible experience. That was my junior year, and it was really a learning experience, like when we were in some really complex literature, and we were really working hard all year for it, and to like have that fun time, we got to stay in the hotel and stuff, and it felt like we were going on tour. Like
yeah, and definitely, and you are have had opportunities also to solo. I know that you've done some external competitions and won some. I think it's a Handel competition that you've were selected to perform at the senior awards night and do a solo. And you're just a very talented soloist as well as a member of a group. So kudos to you. You do a great job with that. But I know you do a lot of other things at RB. So tell us about some other things that you've enjoyed during your time at RB. Classes, teachers, etc.
I adore my classes. I love learning. That's something that was in the college search process that I was really looking for. I wanted to be around people that like everyone was as excited about learning new things as me, because I really I love writing, and if you don't learn anything, there's nothing to write about. And so that's why I enjoy reading, learning about things that I hate, even like science or things that are, or not, hate's a strong word, but things
Right.
that I don't necessarily enjoy, but I know that it's somehow, like all of those little nuggets of information are going to resurface in my life somewhere, or like in my writing. And
And you're able to take all that positive energy and pour it into mastering something that was probably a challenge. It's that type of attitude that you put into your singing, that you put into your academics, and that's why you're so accomplished. So you were an AP scholar with honors, correct? And in many areas, and very accomplished at Senior Awards Night, receiving all kinds of recognition for academic excellence. And then scholarship night, you won, I don't know, 6 scholarships or something
6.
For, by organizations that simply interviewed you or wanted to know what kind of person you were. So people have really recognized you as a person of high character. And so I'd like to talk a little bit about that. So of those 6 pillars, trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship, what one do you think you exemplify the most and would like to be remembered for?
I guess responsibility, because I really feel that there have been a lot of things that I've dedicated. Everything that I do, I feel like I'm very dedicated. I really do throw myself into everything that I decide to go after. And I feel like that's just because I feel like there's a responsibility to myself and to what I look for in myself, my expectations, which for myself, and also just like my responsibility, I feel like, to those that have helped me. One thing during the whole audition process and everything, I really do look up to all of my mentors and all of the people that I feel like have put faith in me and written letters of recommendation, or like Mrs. Morelli has just been a total dream, helping. She'd always rehearse with me. Like I was just performing in a reunion concert for this vocal academy I did last year, and I realized when I was working with this accompanist how spoiled I am for Diane Morelli. I'm so spoiled because she's just an incredible person to work with. And
well, and you need to know she feels the same about you. And I think you're right, that responsibility, that level of just pure joy and enthusiasm you have for learning, and the seriousness in which you take it is something that your teachers here admire in you and respect in you. How can you give incoming freshmen who are now taking your space, so you have all these freshmen taking the space of the outgoing seniors, what would you tell them in order to build that kind of level of responsibility and that kind of earnestness that you have and that love for learning you have? What advice would you give them?
I would say just establish that relationship with a teacher or a coach, or anyone within the RB faculty. If you establish that relationship, and sometimes there can be a class that you never would have expected that you would like, and then you just you just become passionate about it just through the way the teacher sees this subject, through their eyes. I just can't stress that enough. And especially just when it gets to the whole college application process, keeping up with that relationship with the teachers and having their support. That's one thing that really helped me, just feeling like I was really supported here, and that they really want what's best for you. They want you to succeed. And I just love, and I love how the teachers that are super passionate, even if sometimes people are oh, that person's so intense, or that person's odd or something, but interesting people are my favorite people. And I love teachers that are so passionate that puts them on that that edge. And I think that forming relationships with those teachers is really important.
And that's great. And so I'm sure you're going to do that when you move on to college. So real quickly, tell us where you're going and what you plan to do in the future.
All right. Well, I'm going to Tufts University. It's in Boston. And I am planning on double majoring in English in the writing strain, and vocal performance, of course. I could not let my singing go.
Which you shouldn't, because you're immensely talented.
Oh, thanks.
So you've been a gift to RB, and we wish you the best. You're always connected to us, and we can't wait to hear about your shining future. So best of luck to you, Kristin.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.